Artie, Artie, Zen. Yeah, yeah. Look, we're just gonna throw some bars in, have a bit of a laugh, have some fun. Hope you guys like it. Much love. You know it is. Come on, you ones.
Hello and good morning. Hello, mate. How are you?
All right, bro. Yeah,
Good.
pretty good, mate. Woke up to a beautiful morning, beautiful day.
Nice. That makes a change from all that flipping rain you've had recently. Bro.
Yeah, mate, that's well gone now. It's all over, Red Rover. It's
that's good.
gone back to its usual.
That's good. We were all worried about, yourself and young Cieran there, and other people, like Neil and
Yeah, there were, but like I said, where we are, we're pretty good. We're pretty safe where we are. I know a few people have got really affected by it, but lucky enough we didn't.
Yeah. Well, it's nice that we've got Hammerhead and James Bong in the house, and also I'm streaming it on my phone and on my TV as well, just so that the numbers go up a little. But it's well, a few people know that we're going live now anyway, so we ain't really got anything planned, just an impromptu Saturday evening eve of away game against Tottenham. Well, I heard you were chatting with who was it you were with earlier? Goodness me, Titch. You were chatting with Titch earlier. God, this is how my day's gone so far. I said in the chat I'm in no fit state to be going live, but hey, it's one of them things, mate. I've got kind of railroaded. No, not really. Actually, I did want to. I do want to talk a little bit about tomorrow's game, Cieran. But first of all, we ain't really had a proper chance. Me and you ain't had a proper chance to chat about the Seville game.
No. We haven't. I mean,
neither of us were there. We're in different time zones, and we both experienced it differently. You were at home with your boy, and it was me in the pub with lots of other people. How did it go for you? How do you think the game went for you, mate? Was you happy with it, or?
Yeah, I was, mate. I was. I said I came into that game feeling really confident we could do it. Really did. After watching the first game, because they were good, but we created chances and we could have got a draw out of the game. We could have even nicked it. But they did show their class. They are a good side, and I thought, well, but we've gone away there, one of the top rated sides in this competition, and we got a 1-0 loss. And I know from my previous years of watching West Ham in the 70s and 80s in Europe, that ain't a bad result. And I'll tell you one thing that plays a part as well now. Now that they've ditched the away goal, it isn't poignant anymore. And that played into our hands of it. We lost 1-0. We didn't get an away goal. But now it doesn't matter if they score an away goal. I thought that could tell, just in case they nick one and end up a 2-2 draw and they go through.
Yeah. But, I mean, to be fair, I've always felt that the away goal was a bit of an unfair game, unfair advantage in the game.
It is, but I remember why it was brought in, Budge. Right, and I'll tell you why it was brought in, because European football was so fucking boring. So boring with away teams going out and parking the bus completely. And it was just a real slogfest back in the 70s and to watch it. I really didn't like watching European football that much then. It was so boring. So to try and make it more interesting, they gave that away goal rule, and it worked. People didn't then try and get an away goal. So there was a good reason for it at the time. It really was a good idea at the time. And maybe
the culture within the game has changed, and now that rule has been, the
game has changed, and it's probably not
look
needed.
Who's in the house. Look who's in the house. Good evening, Happy. How are you, my dear? Actually, I like the way you spell it
first.
first time round. No, see that really, you know, I liked it that way round. Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
I'll tell you,
Nice of you to join us, Happy.
That's an upgrade from Fuckface for me, anyway.
Oh, yeah. What's going on in the background over there then, mate?
And the plane just going over there, mate. Just a plane going over.
How is it? Right, James Bong's in the house. Good evening, James. Thank you for joining us, sir. Doesn't it feel good to be amongst not only the Green Street elites, but the European elites? So happy about our club. What a lovely statement. Thank you, James. I appreciate that, being among the Green Street elites. And you are firmly in, as is everybody that joins us. And being amongst the European elites, doesn't that sound lovely? Don't that sound good, Cieran? Hey?
It does.
There you go, sweetheart. Yeah, there's a comment for you. Look.
There you're talking.
Hammeret's been out for hours. Oh my gosh, I bet the pubs have suffered. Oh, wrong one. Hello, Bong. Hello, you knobhead. Very sweet, very sweet indeed.
He's got more coming out today, hasn't he?
Yeah, oh gosh, yeah. And look, he says he's been called worse. Well, that's true. We've all been called worse than that. It's lovely of you all to join us. What's the overall sensation for you then? Now we know what the draw is, what the possibility of the semi-final could be. I mean, look, everybody's saying, "Oh, we're going to get Barcelona." No. Look, that ain't guaranteed.
Absolutely
Barcelona are a massive club, but they ain't playing well at the moment, and that's why they're in the Europa League.
They are getting better now. They've got that new manager. Xavi's in charge now, isn't he? And they are becoming a better side now, attacking wise, pace wise. Yeah. So they are. And they're becoming a force again.
Traore seems to be finding his feet a bit out on that right wing. He hasn't been spectacular yet, but I'm sure that'll happen. I am sure that'll happen. We have VIP in the house, Mr. Statham. Lee, good evening.
Hey,
or good morning, sir. Hello to you, mate. Again, a brilliant result for Leeds yesterday. Eh?
Any cup competition is a lottery, isn't it? It's a lottery who you draw.
Of course it is.
Lottery over 2 legs. But anything can happen.
Do you fear any of the possibility of any of the opposition that we've got that we could possibly face?
Well,
do you have any fear of any of them?
All of them are bloody good sides, Budge. From now on in.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, of course they are.
Really good. They're good sides. You can't write off Eintracht Frankfurt to turn over Barcelona either. They're really good sides. And over 2 legs, anything can happen. So do I fear them? I fear them all. But I'm not bothered because we've already created memories now for all them people. As we see Hammerette being at that game the weekend, she'll never forget that night. Against Sevilla. She'll never forget. We've already created great memories for our fan base. So, and if we can create more great memories against Lyon, well, let's roll on. Who knows?
Yeah.
So,
actually, I have got a question for Hammerette. Even though we do speak elsewhere, let's just ask you a question for the purposes of this show. You were at the final game of the bowling, I know you were. So how does Thursday night's atmosphere and occasion compare to that, in your opinion, Hammerette? Let me know, please. Yeah, that is...
Do you know you said that?
What's that?
Do you know you said that now, Budgie, about that last game? Because I can bang on about being in the 80 Cup final and the League Cup final at Wembley, Liverpool, and that Eintracht Frankfurt game in 1976. But the one game I wanted to be at was that one there, the last game. That would have been.
Do you know what? just been watching it because it has just become available on West Ham's own YouTube channel. The entire game is just become available. So the quality of the picture is brilliant. The commentary is the original. You know, it has to be. It just has to be, or it got to be. You know, in claret and you know all of that commentary, brilliant. I mean, you know, I just started watching it. I got about 20 minutes in, and then realised, bloody hell, I said I'll go live. So, yeah, we are expecting another guest in the house. Actually, young Lawrence said he might pop in. I've sent him the link. Let's see who else is chatting. Hammerhead said, without doubt, Thursday was better because there was almost 20,000 more fans than the last game at Upton Park. Were you there also, Hammerhead? I mean, I'm assuming you were with a comment like that. So thank you for your input, mate. I'm glad because, you know, look, everybody has been concerned about the London Stadium and some people still won't go because of it, because they don't want to be there. We got to get real. We got to get used to it. We got to make that our home. You know, we got to, take the rough with the smooth. They're talking about developing the stadium so that you get a much closer experience. We're trying to get the license for standing room, for standing spectators. So, things are moving forward. Let's make it a happy place instead of, it's just I think we need to unify a little bit more. I mean, look, the atmosphere in there. I weren't there. I wish I was, but I know that there were 59,100 West Ham supporters in there that made it home on the day. Hammerette says mental, happy emotions, not the sad ones. Yeah, exactly that. And we've progressed to the quarterfinals of European Cup as it used to be. What the hell, man? This is like uncharted territory. I love it. I've just had a private message come through from somebody. Yeah, I agree, actually. So, my apologies. This is from a bit of a celebrity, actually, Mr. Bowes. Mr. Bowes. He's saying that the playoff final against Blackpool has got to be up there for atmosphere as well. And I agree. I mean, again, I wasn't at that game, but I have seen footage of it, and I can see that the crowd were going absolutely nuts. So, yeah, I agree. How many people do you reckon that stadium's going to hold eventually, Cieran? Because they're talking at the moment about 62,500, but I think they could probably get more in there, couldn't they?
Yeah, they could, but 62. How much do you want? Isn't it enough?
No,
it's not always about.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No,
I mean, if the stadium was expanded to say, let's say 66,000, let's just use that as a number. How many more away supporters would we be able to get in, which would create more atmosphere? Why not?
We don't want them, Budge. We don't want them.
Don't be so pessimistic all the time, you old git. Come on. I mean, look, I was at both of the home games against Leeds, the cup game and then the league game the following week. Brilliant atmosphere. The Leeds fans were splendid. They were brilliant, as were the Brentford fans when we played Brentford and lost. Look, I think they were brilliant on the day. Palace fans, they weren't bad either when we drew 2-2. They were having a great whale of a time.
If they have plans of making it more, it won't be for away fans. It will be for more season ticket holders.
Yeah.
But, I mean, West Ham do give a good allocation to away fans anyway, as it is. So and they can make a noise when things are going well for them. So.
All right. Okay. So I have just been informed by private message again that we can actually hold 66,000 at the stadium. The only thing we need to do is add more stairs, more toilets, and planning permission to do so. Yeah. So 66,000 as a guest weren't a bad guess, was it? You know.
No.
But you know, and thank you for the information, buddy. That's really, really good. I like that. I feel like I'm an ITK now. Hey, I keep my socials to myself, son. No, it's you know, one of the lads, one of the boys, one of the lads that goes home and away, and he gets himself on TV occasionally.
Declan Rice, then.
Oh, good night, buddy. Thank you for joining us. It's I'm gonna maintain his anonymity with you, mate. I know what you like. Jane says, Hammerette, you were so lucky to experience that. And yes, it felt like there were 1,000 fans on. I bet you mean 100,000 fans, and I'm sure that is what you mean. And it probably did feel that way. Lee's asking how you are, and I'm good, thank you. Hope you're well. You need to get out of France, James. Those people are plastic, Budgie. Real fans go unless you so far away like Cieran or Peach, Larry, or any foreign fan. Look, Hammerhead, there may be a number of what you would describe as plastics, all right? But if they're paying out their money for a season ticket and they're going to every home game, I don't think they're plastic supporters at all. I think they're regular fans, regardless of whether they've supported West Ham for 2 years or 20 years. It doesn't matter. The more bums on the seats in the stadium means a better atmosphere. And I'm sorry, I don't agree with that comment, Hammerhead. I love you, mate, and I love your input, but I don't agree with that. They're not all plastics, buddy. Many, many, many of them have been season ticket holders since Upton Park. Many of them, including Hammerhead. I mean, Hammerette and yourself, and you know, people like Bose, and you know, Russ. You know, all of them people. They're all, you know, Gio, Gonzo. They're all still going. None of them are plastics. You know, and I'm just naming the ones that I know of.
See, James,
I was a weak idiot that semi-final first sign track, and that was easily the best bowling station I've ever witnessed. And what a game! Yeah, I mean, look,
that was my. I'd say that was my favourite European game at Upton Park, and I was 15. James, he might have been a little bit younger than me then, but I was 15, and it was the best night at West Ham ever. Under the light.
I agree.
I agree. Trevor Brookins scores 2, you know, one with a header, and Keith Robson hit a screamer top corner. And we beat 3-1.
Yes.
And we get to the final. What a night that was. What a night.
Yeah. Brilliant night. You know, going back to Thursday night's atmosphere, I went to the Rapid Vienna game, the first home game of the group stages, and I witnessed a small section of what it must have felt like on Thursday, because I've got to be honest with you, that night against Rapid was probably the best stadium atmosphere I've ever experienced in my life. I mean, like with all the pyrotechnics and all the signage that was all, you know, Europa League signage and everything. You know, it was just incredible. It was an incredible atmosphere. You know, there was obviously, you know, I went along with Hammerette and the family and a few other people we met in the bars and stuff. you know, which all made the occasion what it was. But actually in the stadium on that night, I mean, like when we were singing Bubbles, it was a din right around the stadium. It was brilliant. And I can only imagine that being multiplied like it was on Thursday. You know,
Yeah,
it
was.
must have been incredible. Excuse me. Yeah. 70,000 will be the max the stadium. Yeah, will be the max the stadium shakes with 60. It does indeed. And you know, Rusty B said that on Thursday night was the first time he felt his media platform swaying and moving. So, yeah.
It's amazing though that regardless of how many you have there, winning breeds atmosphere. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, of course. And Hammerette agrees with what you said earlier. Fuck the away fans, not enough tickets for the Hammers. Well, I suppose there is that, you know. Leeds fans were knobs, Budgie. Wow, they were good. They were singing. They were spurring on their team. They'd done a good enough job. You know, I thought they were, you know, for away fans, they were pretty good. You know, outside of the stadium, they weren't so clever. Budgie has backroom staff. Oh, do I? Yeah, I do actually. I do. I have two. ITK, laugh out loud. Yeah, I know, it's funny, isn't it? I've never used that phrase about myself and I never will again. No, because I am not an ITK and that was not somebody from within the club. So, yeah, let's not worry about that. Very well respected within the
Australian weather. I know I'm in the know about Australian weather and the wildlife here. That's it. Does that help?
I don't know. Yeah, bullfrog season's finished now, isn't it?
Don't even know what it is.
Bullfrogs, you know, all them frogs that you had croaking.
Oh, the cane toads.
In the back. Oh, them things. Yeah, that's it. Cane toads. That was it. I ain't heard them for a while. Even when you've been about in the evenings, I haven't heard them for a while. They stopped croaking now, they.
It's not always the cane. It's the cicadas. Cicada. You ever heard of them? You know, you get that sort of jungle noise.
Oh yeah.
They're little buggy like type things that sit on the leaves and the trees, and they make that noise. They all go together.
They're what? Budgie type things. Did you say budgie type things?
No, like a big bug, like a big buggy, like
buggy. Oh right.
Yeah.
Oh okay.
And yeah, they make that noise. It's it's quite tropical noise.
Wasn't there 80k at the London Stadium during the Olympics? Ooh, I don't know.
Could have been.
I have no idea, James. That's ain't worth looking up. Laugh out loud. Yeah, 100,000. Yeah, I knew that's what you meant. Happy, no problem. In the Olympics, made the stadium can hold 80 to 100,000. Maybe so, but I don't think that the athletics rulings about seating is as strict as football ruling. I don't think it's as strict. I think they allow a lot more standing spectators during athletic events. I'm fairly sure that's correct. I'm not 100% certain, but anyway. I'm not saying that, Budgie. I'm saying people that don't go to the new stadium and say they are fans are plastics. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Okay. So people that blame GSB or, you know, I don't like the new stadium because it's not home. You know, I see what you're saying, Ahmed. Thank you for correcting me, mate. Multitasking Hammerette, or is it Hammerstein time? They can't go away. No, way better than you. Right. Yeah, but you told me something. I don't know whether that should be public knowledge or not, but I'm not going to say anything unless you tell me it's public knowledge about an away game. That's all I'm saying. The people that haven't gone to the LS are really missing out. I agree, Happy Hammerette. And, well, you know, you were instrumental in me getting there. And it wasn't because I didn't agree with the move to the stadium. In fact, I was probably in the minority when I knew that we were in line for it. I was praying that we would get it. I'm being honest with you, because I'm of a belief that if you're going to progress, you can't just do it on the grass. You got to do it all around. And you know, to progress, we had to either develop Upton Park, which wasn't an option, or move to a new stadium. And at that time, and still, you know, it's known as the Olympic Stadium. We're the only team in the country that have the honour of having the Olympic Stadium, and that's an honour. It's not a heavy weight. It's an honour for us to have the Olympic Stadium, you know, as it was an honour for Spurs to have Wembley when that stadium was being redeveloped. So, you know, it was an honour for them to play at Wembley, just as it is for us to play regularly every home game at the Olympic Stadium. That's my thoughts on that. Yeah, and they are really missing out, Hammer. What are you saying about that, Cieran? I mean, I know you haven't been to the London Stadium yet, have you?
I've been outside it, but that's
have
it.
All right.
I had, look, as soon as it was, you know, being muted that we were going or leaving for that, I didn't want to. For selfish reasons only. Upton Park was my spiritual home because I'd been there since I was 7 or 8 years of age. So I never wanted us to leave that because I've got all the memories of a lifetime of going there. And but I would have said no to the movies.
It's already in your email, Lauren.
I would have said no. No, but to progress, you're right, Budge. You need to move on. Now it's happened. But what I believe should have happened, and if I'm right in what I read at the time, Sebastian Coe put the kibosh on it because he was head of the athletics committee or whatever. What they should have done is when they built that stadium, build that stadium so it could be converted to a football stadium. Then I would have been in favour of it, but they didn't. He said, "No,
I understand what you're saying, but listen, it's part of the Olympic heritage, right? It's part of what made the London Olympics.
Hear me out.
But it's part of what
ever going to be profitable for anyone after the Olympics. There was no use for it. You can't just use athletics twice a year or once a year and get any money from it. It's a burden on the taxpayers, and it is still a burden on the taxpayers. But what they should have done, they've done that in other countries, so it can easily be converted to a proper football stadium. It would have been perfect then to hand it over to a football club like West Ham. That, to me, what should have happened.
Yeah.
But it didn't. And now people complain because they're too far away from the pitch.
Oh, right. Yeah, I get you. I get you. Good morning, Lawrence. How are you, sir?
Very good. How you doing, Budgie and Cieran?
Morning, Lawrence. How are you, bro?
I'm doing good. Hearing all this conversation and stuff about what's the best stadium and stuff like that, which I totally agree with. I think with Geezer is that the tradition and the history with him, it's just so sentimental. He can't move on, which I can't understand. So it's a tough situation.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
James
is saying that on that night.
Talking about when you watch the highlights back of that, Budgie, look at the pitch. It was.
I know it's disgusting. It's brown. It's brown. There's one or two small green patches here and there, but it's disgusting. It was so
bad, man.
It's so disgusting.
Okay, I want you guys to tell me what was more disgusting: the pitch that we played a couple of games ago. Where was it when the pitch was very small? Remember what it was when we barely won overtime? That shit was awful. Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you, Geezer.
It's a,
Lawrence,
That shit was
it's a
awesome.
lot lower league, mate. A lot lower.
No, I got
But
you.
Lawrence-
But I always said that. I'm sorry, Geezer. But I always said because we were overpassing and the pitch was bad. We're high class. We weren't used to it, and it definitely
Yeah, but-
affected us.
compared to the pitches in the 70s and 80s, that was really good. I'm
Yeah.
telling you. We were
Word,
playing on
word.
Yeah.
mud.
Got it. I got you, Geez. Got
Yeah.
you.
I am happy.
Gary,
Cabs have. Got to be a decent cabs have. Isn't it, mate?
Yeah, mate. And I drank my last glass last night, so might have to
No,
go
you
for
better
a
get
trip.
What?
You better
Oh, I
get
see what you
some
mean.
more.
Your last class you had left at the house.
Yeah,
I thought
that's
you-
all gone.
I thought
I'll
that
go
was
to the
like a
bottle
count.
shop.
I thought it was a
No.
countdown to quitting or something, you know.
Now we had some conversations during Titch's thing, but now I feel good because all three of us are together. We can actually talk to each other. I am feeling good tomorrow. I'm feeling for ourselves. It's going to be a 2-1 victory. I give the one because the Irons. We always give up a goal every once in a while, but I say 2-1. Our key thing is controlling. Now Kane is playing well, but he's sporadic. So if we can attain him and Son, I say 2-1 victory. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm expecting a draw.
What?
That's my head, yeah, and I'll
Evening
take it as well.
Titch.
To cheat, I'll take a
Geezer-
point. I really will take
Geezer,
a point.
Hi, Rebecca.
I think looking at the table, Geezer, I think we need to move up. We need 3. We need 3 to stay in the top 6. We need 3, man. We do. 1 is okay.
Of course, it'd be lovely, but you've got to remember. You say if you need us, you're saying then that if we lose, we're not going to get top 6. No, what we got to do is stop Tottenham getting the points. We can't have them getting 3. That's why a point is a good result. If we win, it's a brilliant result. It really makes a difference. It really does. But I'll take a point there, mate. Believe you me, they're a better side now under Conte. They've been a bit up and down in the thing, but he's cleared out some of the dead wood. And I reckon that new boy, well, I talked with Titch about, Tchaikovsky, whatever his name is, he's looking good and dangerous.
Yeah, he does look good. He does.
I think they're a better side now for Conte beating it, and it will take him a bit more time to get him up to. But they're dangerous, and we can't take that lightly. Now, I don't know. We're going to have a hangover after the Sevilla game because of the tiredness. We don't know. So I'll be happy with a point. If we get 3, I'll be over the moon, especially against them.
Well, they got an extra game on the table. They're one game. It could be a 0. It could be a 3-piece. You know what I mean? So that's what worries me. So that's why I say we need 3 because we're Arsenal winning today. Aston Villa is so freaking overrated. I can't believe that piece of shit. I'm sorry to say, but I'm so mad that they didn't do it. We took care of them. They did nothing against Arsenal. Arsenal took care of them today, which was a disadvantage to us. 1-0.
1-0.
1-0.
Yeah.
Arsenal
And they scored in about the first 15 minutes or something.
Yeah, it was yes, Budgie. It was early.
Yeah. So it's nice that Titch has joined us. Thank you for joining us, Titch. And, yeah, we got Rebecca in the house as well.
Rebecca, what's going on, girl?
Yeah.
Where's
there she is. Look, she says, look, Papa Cieran, look.
Oh, he is Papa. He's the oldest.
Did you hear Bex's Tom's story about the fire brigade the other night? It's funny, how
No.
They were watching the game against Sevilla, right? And old Tom was meant to relieve Charlie Walsh at half time so he could go into the pit. And they couldn't get out of their living room door. The handle, the lock had cocked up, and they couldn't get out. So they had to call the fire brigade. Fire brigade to get them out during the game. Brilliant! What a story!
That's quality.
What a story! Eh? Fire brigade.
Oh,
just to get
mate.
fucking living room. Brilliant story.
Gosh. Yeah, I think Yeah, wait till West Ham Clips get hold of that.
Oh shit.
Well, he couldn't go on with Charlie. He was only going to go for half time to give him a break, and he couldn't do it. So Charlie Wood.
That's what I'm
He had to
talking
hold him.
about. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my god. Oh gosh, yeah. Actually, look, Titch has put a comment up because James said, "Thanks for the show earlier, Titch. It was a great show," which it was.
Titches,
And he
was a
said,
good
"It's
show.
you lot that make the shows, James," and I mean that. And I will shadow that. I will mirror that.
And I agree.
I agree with that.
And Geezer, you did a great job on that show too. Very good knowledge.
Oh, thank you very much. I just roll. I just pop in and roll around. I don't do much.
He's like Weeble. Like Weebles,
Yeah.
wobble, but they don't fall down. Oh yeah, there you go. See. We've got Spurs tomorrow. Okay, look, I don't normally do prediction shows and all this. That,
You should. But
no, but I leave that to the people that really enjoy doing it, Lawrence. I don't mind. I don't mind guesting on people's shows when they're having like predictions and stuff, and I will gladly give my opinions. And as I said, I don't normally do them on this channel, but for a change, as I've got two very esteemed guests with me, we're going to end the stream. See you later, boy. No, I'm joking. We'll do a little prediction show. I'm actually going to take myself off screen for 2 minutes while you two guys have a little chat about the game for tomorrow, because I do need to go and turn my heating on. I'm freezing my tits in here right now. All right, so I'm going to take myself off screen. You two guys have a chat for 2 minutes, and then we'll come back and do a bit of predictions and stuff.
Perfect, perfect.
Bear with me.
Mate,
Okay,
I don't even know what I don't know what heating is, Lawrence. What's heating? I don't need it, mate.
I have no idea, but Geezer, I want to give you my lineup, and I want to hear your lineup. Okay, my lineup. I'm going to start from the goalie. I'm going to go with Fab. To the left, Cresswell, still suspect. Zuma, Dawson, Johnson. Middle, Rice. I know. So at the back, it's the same. Rice, Suchek. To the left, I will go with Fornals, then Lanzini. This is my question. I'd say then after that it's going to be Ben Rama, then Yamo. But my question is, what I would do is I would move that around. I would move. Let me think. Because Antonio, I don't think he's fit. If he's fit, he's going to start as a striker. But I don't think he's fit. So what I put in the front, I'd put Vlasic in the striker position if he's not fit. I would like that, but Moyes won't do it. What's your opinion?
My opinion is, if everyone's fit, he starts exactly as he did against Sevilla. No changes. Yarmolenko's not fit enough to play 90 minutes. He's come on as an impact sub twice, and he scored a goal twice. Now, to me, you stick with that. It's working. So Yarmolenko is definitely on the bench. Antonio, it doesn't matter if he's fit enough, he's playing. Unless he's injured, he's playing. So would you start? We start with Fornals on the right and Ben Rama on the left. And the only thing, I don't think Fornals is comfortable on the right. I don't think we get the best out of him on the right. But I don't think he's got a lot of choices.
Fornals got to be on the left. Fornals got to be on the left. Fornals got to be on the left.
Unless the only change I think he would make is Vlasic on the right, drop Ben Rama, and get Fornals on the left.
I like that. That's what I was about to say. Could Vlasic play the striker position? Could Vlasic play striker?
He could, but I don't think if Antonio's fit, he's playing. Antonio loves this guy.
My scenario is if Antonio is not fit, who would you? Okay, let me rephrase this. If Antonio is not fit, who do you put as striker? And Bowen's out.
Well, you'd be tempted to start with Yarmolenko, but
you just said that he can't last the long. He can't last.
He can't.
Minutes.
He can't.
So put Vlasic
Point.
in there as
But
striker.
I don't
He's a
see.
striker.
To me,
Small,
I haven't
but
seen
he's
anything to say. I haven't seen anything to say that he's not fit, Antonio.
Yeah.
So he plays. He starts. That's it. And he'll be up for it.
I hope so, Geezer. I really hope so.
Yeah. I hope so too. He loves it
Yeah.
against him. And I thought he was fantastic against Sevilla. I really do.
Yeah, I did. I think it was brilliant, but I'm just making sure if he's healthy. You know, we always worried about that hamstring, and he did that last week. It scared the shit out of me, and it's like, you know, we always thought about it, didn't we? We always thought, when's he going to pull that hamstring? And it was late in the year, so as long as he's good, I'm good.
He's fine. He's fine, mate. And he's going to get a 2-week break after this, isn't he?
But we have to beat the Spuds first. Got it?
Yeah.
You know?
Beat the Spuds and then have a rest. One more 90 minutes.
Exactly, Spuds. Beat the Spuds.
Oh, Luke Legends in the house. Good evening and welcome to Saturday night late thing. I don't know what we're calling this.
Tell Luke to pop on. He's a good guy. He's got a lot of knowledge. Him and Geezer's got the knowledge.
Yeah.
I like their banter.
I don't want to put the link in the chat though. That's the only problem. Just in case some idiots lurking.
Yeah. No,
you know what I mean? I don't actually, because
yeah.
I've had one or two people, but then I could always ban them.
Luke,
let me know if you want to come into the thing and have a chat. You can. I will get the link to you somehow, even if I do have to put it in the chat. Yeah. So, striker, Tony Cotti every day. Hang on, that's a little bit old news, Tony Cotti. Or are we talking about favourites of all time?
I'm sure he
might be.
I think he's talking about his favourites back in the day.
If we're talking about favourite strikers for West Ham of all time, for me, I think it has to be Clyde Best. One of the best players I've ever watched.
But I'd be going, see, in the day of Cotti McAvenny, it was a split thing. Some people love Cotti, some people love McAvenny. I was
always a McAvenny. Me too.
I was always on the McAvenny. Obviously, Lukey's on the Tony Cotti side. But yeah, it didn't matter. I love both of them. But I always loved McAvenny.
Link him. Right. Okay. Right. Well.
Yeah, link him. Can you guys email? Send hey Luke.
No, I haven't.
Send Budgie your email so he can link you in because he don't want to put everybody.
Have you got it? Look, hang on a minute. Look, hang on. Wait. Hold up for a second. Look what I found.
Oh,
look who I found. Look who I found, not what I found. Yeah. Hey, listen. Have any of you guys got like personal way of messaging Luke?
Oh, it's a good show now. We just stepped it up with Tish and motherfucking his ass.
Okay, I'll have to put it in the comments then. Right, go on. Carry on, guys. How are you?
Me?
Yes, mate. How are you?
I'm good. No, I've got to get up early for football. I've got to do this editing, but I saw your message, so obviously I've jumped in. So I'll be listening and doing this stuff for tomorrow's watch along. And yeah, just listening to you lot, really.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I've just put the wrong link into the box, so I have now got for God's sake, live. So I am going to get there, don't worry. Right, there we go. Right, okay, Luke, it's coming in. Comment.
Didn't realize I got the Ukraine outfit here. Like, go Ukraine! I didn't realize it. I just threw this sweater on because I was cold before I talked to Pete. Tish, not Pete.
Right, okay. So there it is. The link is in the chat.
Now, the only people
God
authorized on
forbid.
this link,
Anybody that wants
No.
to press that link
no,
can.
they got to
Lawrence.
be as
Right.
cool. They
I
got to be
will
as
be
cool
very
as me.
choosy
If they're
about
not as cool as me,
certain
they're
people.
authorized. So there's a couple people. Maybe Titch is above me. Caesar is a little below me. Budgie is your channel. So we'll see. And Legend, Luke Legend, he's about my
He
par.
talks a lot of bollocks, Luke Legend.
Hey, Geezer, that's how I want him on to combat you.
Boy, Larry, are you sitting on a bloody cushion or something? Because your
Yeah, your head's up.
head's a little bit high, Geezer.
He's on a
That's
booster
better.
seat. He's on a booster
Oh,
seat.
Sorry. You saw half of my nugget.
There.
Oh God,
You guys see the
Of course
flag
they
back
do.
there? You guys see the
Right,
flag back
I'm-
there?
Yeah, we can see the flag,
baby. Woo, woo.
the
What?
UK West Ham
Yeah.
flag.
yeah.
No, not UK, English. Sorry, English West Ham
And
flag.
Yeah.
other
The
stuff
St.
is
George's
my,
Cross.
Yeah.
Other stuff's my U.S. Navy
Yeah.
stuff in the background.
And then there were 5.
Yes,
Right.
Lukey boy.
Luke, you cannot come on without showing your face. So get your
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Luke, I told you.
I don't want to see it.
Nah, we don't want to be scared. It's too late.
I want to see your ugly mug.
Lucky Lyon, c'est le football très bien.
Good morning, Luke. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm alright, boys. How are we?
I'm good.
If I was any better, I'd be you.
What time is it in? What time are we in Australia and America?
Well, in Australia, it's 10 p.m.
And
No,
that's it.
10 a.m.
No.
Sorry, 10 a.m.
It's 10:48. Fudge.
Well,
And
oh
the
yeah,
US
10:48. 10:48. Sorry, yeah.
I
In
am.
Auburn, Alabama, it's 7:48 Central Time, Saturday night.
Yeah, yeah. And Canada and Eastern Time, it's what is it? 5 hours behind us. So it's almost 6 o'clock in the evening, isn't it?
And Titch is what 2 hours ahead because he's at the top of his penthouse.
Yeah, I'm in Manhattan.
It's in Manhattan, baby.
How are you, Luke?
Yeah, I'm alright, mate. So I'm assuming we're losing tomorrow, are we? Today.
Oh my God! I'll go.
I
No,
said-
we're not. No. No,
I said
no.
a draw. Hopefully a draw. Cieran said 2-1 West Ham.
Yep, he did.
Budgie, what did you say? 3-2.
Yes, I did. I did.
And what did
indeed.
Lawrence say on the show?
I think we're going to go 2-0 down and come back.
I said 2-1 with my heart. My head tells me a draw.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah. I think my heart was 2-2. My head was saying 3-1 Spurs. What about you, Luke?
I don't like
Mm.
Son. I don't like Kane. They score against us routinely.
Yep.
Yeah.
The problem is they've got Kane and Son, and everything else apart from Declan Rice is probably not far off what we've got. So we need Antonio to step up, but the poor lad's played 100. We played 128 minutes the other day. So I'm just wondering, who have we got after?
I work 8 hours a day. I can still turn up the next day. Fucking get out there and score some goals.
Oh yeah. Then it's the break, innit, Lou? It's the international break for these silly friendlies.
Well,
After this game tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the budget. I'm on BBC Sport. I'm looking at West Ham fixtures
Don't spoil it for him,
right
Budgie.
now. So tomorrow we play tomorrow, and then our next game is at home to Everton on the 3rd, and then Lyon at home on the 7th.
What? That's the next 2 games. After tomorrow,
Basically,
sorry.
Yeah, so we haven't got anything for what's that? 2 weeks after tomorrow, so everyone's got to play tomorrow.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yarmolenko, another goal for peace, goal for Europe. Happy days.
Yeah.
I know what, guys? You guys have more West Ham history than I do, and I'm the new guy, and I love it. But I'm telling you right now, in my opinion, tomorrow is a critical game. We need to get, and I know what Geezer said. 1. I say we need 3 points because I love Europa, and you guys have been around for long, so you want to celebrate, cry, and I love it too. Because I'm through and through with West Ham, but I want to get us to the top 6, and I think tomorrow we need to beat the Spuds and get 3 points.
I don't looking at. Well, basically, our next fixtures are if we could get a point tomorrow, then we're at home to Everton, home to Lyon, and away to Brentford. We can beat Everton. We can beat Brentford. Tottenham, I have to say, Tottenham are about the same sort of standard as us. Let's be honest. Tottenham are about.
But Luke, I love you like a brother, but you know as well as I do, we play good against good teams and we freaking suck against bad teams. So what I'm scared about is we play Everton or someone else and we tie or lose. You know what I mean? That's how we played all year. So I need tomorrow to beat the freaking Spuds. 3 points we need. And that's why I'm desperate about it. I'm sincere about that.
Definitely need 3 points, but
we need to go into every game with a win in mind. We can't.
Yes,
we can't go in there with any half measures.
Yes, Budge.
Will not be decided. It won't be decided on tomorrow's game, the top 6. Right?
No,
it's not that crucial. At the moment, it's crucial to stop Tottenham getting points. But our running will be crucial.
But Geezer,
and again, Everton and Brentford are winnable games, and we have to go and try and target them. They're the games we need to win. And if we can get a point and stop Tottenham and keep getting above us, just get a point against them, and then win our next 2 games against Everton and Brentford. We are really cementing our place in the top 6.
Geezer, I respect your opinion so much, but I know I thought about that for the last 2 months. When we lost matches, we should have won, and when we tied matches, we should have won. Well, it does happen. So your philosophy is going forward. It's the same thing, and we're not doing it. So we need some threes. We don't need a tie. We went and beat Newcastle. We went and beat Villa, didn't we? And they're teams that you could say that we lose points against. We didn't. We didn't beat them. So this is how we cemented. We beat the teams we should beat now. I wish I had my tablet to show you. I wish I had my tablet right now because I can't do it right now. To show how many games we should have won and we didn't. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but every team can say that, Lawrence. Every team can say that.
Yeah.
Tottenham went and beat Man City. Who'd they lose to the week later? Burnley? You know what I mean? Every team can say that.
Yeah, but I have to say though that whilst Larry's opinion is always brilliant and welcome, and he has learnt so much, I'd like to speak to him in about 15 years after he's learnt the actual West Ham way.
Yeah.
This isn't normal, mate. This isn't normal, mate. This going into a game against Tottenham at the end of March just to try and secure European football isn't the West Ham way.
Right, let's go around the room a little bit and just ask. Right, Cieran, who would you like to see start? You know, is there anybody that you would like to see come in or be replaced from the starting 11 on Thursday?
No, probably not, and I don't think Moyes will change it if everyone's fit. But what I don't like with blowing out is we're playing 4 nails on the right, and it doesn't suit him. He's so much more effective.
I agree with that.
I think that proved Sevilla game when they took Van Rama off and switched 4 nails back to the left. He was so effective in that game. and end up hitting the shot that that Yarmolenko scores the winner from. It's but I don't think Moyes will change it. The only change I think he could do is if Vlasic is fit, is put Vlasic on the right, drop Ben Brahma and Fornells back to the left. That's the only change I could see. Other than that, I think it's the same. We go again.
Lawrence, what about you, mate?
No, well, Geezer, I totally agree with him. The only thing is how fit Antonio is. If not, it's going to stay the same. I think my question is, I would definitely, like he said, I would put Fornells back to the left. I wouldn't put him to the right like he did before. But my concern is about the health of Antonio. That's my biggest thing. So if Antonio's out, who do we put in there? And I agree with Geezer. I said I don't think Yarmo can do a full 90-minute match. So I would probably start off with Vlasic if Antonio's not healthy, and then sub him in with Yarmo. And of course, I would put.
Okay, but on that point, Lawrence.
Fab goal.
On that point, in his post-match interview, he did a short post-match interview. He said, he's just played 120 minutes and he feels great.
Yeah.
So that's promising for tomorrow. Let's hope that he is fit for tomorrow, because he was very useful on Thursday. Didn't get a goal, but he was very useful.
Yeah, but like I put on Tish's comments, the problem with Antonio is, and I love the guy, is that he can get down there, but he falls like a domino once he gets there. So he gets position and he falls. Hey, what was that one thing? He fell over. The guy fell over. He got the ball in position, and what he does is, what Antonio does, he backs himself up against the defender. And when he does that, he falls down instead of leaning forward and attacking the net. And that's what he does. If you ever watch Antonio, that's what he does. He's got there, he backs up, and then if they move away, he falls down. He's crazy.
Well, let's put it this way, Lawrence. If we didn't have Antonio against Sevilla, we lose that game. Tell you that.
Yeah.
We lose.
We do.
He was so effective.
I agree. Hey, Geezer, I'm talking about striking the goal. I know what you're talking
We know
about.
that.
But I'm talking about.
We
But what I'm
every
trying to
week.
tell you is that attacking the freaking goal all the time, he's not consistent. I didn't give a shit about Sevilla game. I'm talking about consistency. Doing that, he falls. He's clumsy. He's not a proper striker. Period.
All right, thank you, Lord. Titch, anything you would change from Thursday?
Me?
Yeah.
Sorry, because I'm
That's right.
from Thursday. Knowing Moyes, he will pick as strong as possible. But yeah, to get the best out of Fornells, he has to. We don't play him as a 10 or central, which is his natural position. So you put him on the left, and then the team picks itself, and then it's whether you go with Vlasic or Ben Rama on the right, and who's going to be better for you in that position. Because if you put Fornells there, then you're weakening, I feel, West Ham overall.
I'd make a change. Basically Spurs have got two and a half world-class players. They've got Son and they've got Kane, and I also quite like that Romero at centre-back. But Son is going to play on the left against Johnson. What I might want to do is drop Fornells and put in Fredericks there, so we can double up on Son, and I would put Cresswell on the left, so him and Ben Rama can basically own the left wing, because their right flank isn't particularly strong as their left flank. I'd be looking to put Fornells. I'd be looking to drop Fornells or Lanzini. It's up to you. And they would play whichever role isn't dropped, the other one will play it. But at the moment, I'd probably put Fornells on the bench, and I'd double up that right wing, our right flank, so that Son's doubled up, and they might play that. Because Doherty's also going to come onto us, because they play three at the back, and therefore Fredericks can counteract that pace. I just think we need to double up our right flank that our left bank can take control.
Mm.
That's what I would do. Because also, they have to know they have just played 120 minutes.
So my next question then is, can Dawson and Zuma contain Harry Kane? Go to you
Yes.
first, Luke.
If he's pressed up against them, then
good.
yes, they could. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, you go around the thing.
Carry on.
I think, if he played as an orthodox striker, they could do. They could. But the problem with him is that he likes to drop deep and, play in between two positions. So therefore, it makes it harder to pick him up, and who picks him up. And if you let him get on the ball, as a deep line, almost centre forward, then that's what will cause a problem. And that's where Declan Rice has to be smart enough, and they have to communicate. Look, once he enters a certain zone, he's no longer the centre-back's responsibility. Now it's got to be probably Rice who needs to be on him. As soon as you let him start getting on the ball, then we're in trouble, because he can play make.
Titch, old son, you've done football training and you've done tactics. Would you stick either Zuma or maybe Rice, but I would stick Zuma on Harry Kane? Everywhere Harry Kane goes, Zuma or Declan Rice, they are basically within 2 yards of him.
I agree with that.
If I were to do a man marking, then it would have to be Rice, because if you do it with Zuma, there's going to be a massive gap at centre back, because obviously
Correct.
Harry Kane does drop deep.
If you play three at the back,
I'd favour the 4-3-3 that we played in on Thursday. I really would.
No, mate. The same as me, mate. I was born in 1977. I love a flat back four.
Yeah, I do. I think a 4-3-3 against Tottenham, because let's be honest, they've got creative players and stuff. We need to flood that back four. We need to. So I think that, I reckon it should be a really strong back four. And I think Ben Johnson out on the left-hand side, if I'm honest, rather than Creswell. I think maybe if he's fit. Oh, he's not fit though, is he?
No, he's not. It's not.
No, he's not fit.
That's what I'm saying. So if you put Johnson on the left, that's what I'm saying. Who are you putting on the right? And Tufal's not fit yet.
Well, Fredericks is the other.
Frederick, he's fast, but
yeah. But the thing is, that's the side we can't leave exposed. If I'm honest, as Luke pointed out, that's where Son's going to be floating around. So, I suppose Johnson, with his defensive capabilities, should really be on the right there.
Cresswell's disappointed me on his crosses ever since his hip injury. He's just not the same. Honestly, I like the guy, but
I personally wouldn't change anything from Thursday, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I think
also as well, Larry, with crossing the ball, David Beckham. He'd probably put 90% of the balls in exactly the same area, but 10% looked brilliant because they scored, and 7 the other 70 looked because
good point,
they got them first.
But Luke, I'm just watching how prior to that injury, when he had that hip injury, he was he always was. He crossed the ball well. His set pieces were well. After that, he's not been the same. I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong.
Well, I remember it was quite recently that it was a free kick just outside the box. I can't remember who it was against, and granted he missed, but by God, it was by a whisker.
Yeah, he's had a couple, but I understand. Gotcha.
So, Titch, who was you?
Well, know is we would like to go into Spurs with 4 players that didn't play against Seville.
Yeah,
we don't have that luxury, unfortunately. So we're trying to find solutions, and so basically we just got to go. You aren't playing, boys, for the next 2 weeks, but again,
Balls.
that means but also as well, you've got to remember those boys are probably going away to play international matches.
Very true.
I don't know if they're friendlies or not, but
Yeah, they are.
but also as well, it's just like unfortunately, it is the diary of the modern footballer.
It is.
You are
Totally
playing
is.
2 games a week.
That's why you have to have it, yeah. And they get worn out, but you're right.
So Titch, in your show earlier, you do the player to watch thing, and
Yeah.
like for each team. Who was
Yeah.
it that you
Teaching quiz.
selected for Tottenham? Because you said you weren't going to go with the obvious 2. Who was it that you selected? I couldn't.
Me and Cieran selected that Kulusevski, or I don't know how to pronounce his name, but the new striker. He's like an attacking midfielder.
Right.
I think he's left-footed, but yeah, I've seen that he's taken to the Premier League. You know, Cieran will almost second what I'm saying. Yeah, he looks like and he's only. Cieran said he's only 21. He looks like quality, like a class player. So yeah, so Cieran can maybe tell you more about him.
I know we don't. I know as West Ham fans we don't like Tottenham, but come on, lads, we are football fans. Harry Kane's goal record is.
Incredible.
You would have Shearer any day of the week. His goal record isn't. I mean, I'd have Harry Kane in a blink, wouldn't you?
Definitely.
Look, we're just trying to not pick the obvious. That's obviously Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Harry Kane's one of the best strikers in the Premier League for the last 5 years, right? He's absolutely phenomenal, and he plays such a great role for Tottenham. And when he comes deep, he becomes a number 10. When he goes forward, he's a number 9. He's that good. He's absolutely fabulous. The only reason I picked Kulusevski was just to be a bit different rather than just pick the 2 obvious players.
Yeah.
Now,
Because obviously people in the chat would have chosen the obvious.
Exactly. It was just to be, because I have been impressed by this guy, this Kulusevski, if I pronounced it wrong, probably.
Yeah.
But and when you said, Luke, that they're not as strong on the right, well, now this boy makes them stronger on the right. He will be coming at Cresswell, and he's
He does
dangerous.
look quite good, doesn't he?
Well, anybody will go with
He's a good
Cresswell
boy.
because his defense is ugly. Cresswell's defense is ugly, so they're going to attack him if he's there. That's what they'll do.
Well, Cresswell was one of our best players against Sevilla, in my opinion. Him,
Yeah, he
good.
weren't bad, was he?
Antonio,
He weren't bad at all.
Cresswell
Zuma,
is good on the attack,
Right.
but he's not.
they were the 4 best
You
players
got-
on the pitch. So
Cresswell
I don't know
is
why you
Cresswell,
think he's that bad.
is Cresswell good at defense or good on offense?
Yes, of course he is. Yes, he is. Is he as quick as we'd like him to be? No, but he is a good defender.
I think
A good left back.
I think Aaron Cresswell has enough in the West Ham bank for him to have a few bad games
Yeah,
until we say goodbye.
Luke, that is totally true. I'm not trying to disrespect the guy. I'm just saying he's not great on defense. And then now after he got hurt in a hip injury, I don't see his crossing and his set pieces being very well. I'm not trying to be critical. I'm being factual. You tell me if I'm wrong.
I think our problems are deeper than Aaron Cresswell at left back.
No, I'm not bashing Cresswell. I'm just saying if we're going to analyze one player, you're right. I agree. It's more than that.
Our West Ham's problems, which even if you look at Seville, it should have been more. Our West Ham's problems are sticking that round thing through that big white thing.
Yeah.
That's West Ham's problem. We create so many opportunities, but it's stick that, and unfortunately, that's what football's all about.
Yeah.
It's stopping the other guy from sticking that round thing through your white thing and sticking that round thing through their white thing, and that's been our season, in my opinion.
Well, of course, Luke, and we're hypothesizing. So I'm saying if in a perfect world, would we put Johnson to the left, Obama, if he was good to go there, then Zuma, and then so I'm just saying it's all hypothetical.
Yeah, but Larry, what I'm saying is we can create any formation we want, but
Yeah.
Apart from Yarmolenko in the last 2 games, we this season, all of our players, regardless of who they are, Rice hasn't scored enough, X, Y, Z. We have a massive problem in sticking the ball in the back of the net. We're brilliant at the back.
Yes, Luke, it's called finishing. I agree. It's called finishing.
And
We
all
haven't
of
done it.
them. All of them.
We trip over our own selves, like I said, and you guys may hate on me for that, but Antonio, he gets there, and I agree, he did great for Seville, but we get in the spot, they fall over each other. We cannot finish, and that's all I'm saying. We can't. Once we get to the net, like you said, Luke, we're not finishing. We should have more goals.
Also, as well, I do believe that we also don't shoot enough. So we get about 20, 25 yards out, and then we pass it to right. One of you, just have a smack. What's the worst that can happen?
Well, that's a good question. Now, when I ask this up to Geezer and to Budgie, how many of our players actually want to shoot outside the box? I know Rice wants to, but who wants? They get so deep in and they get clumsy. Where's the guys who want to shoot outside the box and get that good shot? Who?
There aren't many that do, but I think.
Sorry, but
I think I think we've got to get out of this mentality that Mikel Antonio's an outright striker. He's not an outright striker.
I agree.
He's a utility forward. That's what he is. I've just created a position for him. He's called a utility forward. He's a utility forward. Right, that's what he is. He can go left and right.
Go crazy, but he's a winger. He ain't a striker.
Calm down. But the thing is, we've got to get it out of our psyche that he's our only goal scorer, because even though he holds the record and he's scored some beautiful goals, he isn't our only goal scorer. And like you said, Luke, we need to be getting more goals from around the park. That's how teams win championships. That's how teams win leagues and cups and God knows what else. They need to have more than one goal scorer or one target man or whatever. So I think that certain players are being played out of position, which doesn't help them scoring goals. For example, like you said, when Fornell played out on the right, he was played out of position, in my opinion. He didn't really get the opportunity to get on the ball as much because he was playing out of position. He wasn't sure of what his job was, I don't think, because he was uncomfortable. People like Vlasic, I think Vlasic would be much better off being used as an outright striker, personally. He looks like he's hungry for that kind of position. And same with Yarmolenko. I think there, in them two players, we have got competition for Antonio's position. You know, in them two players. So, and I think that was David Moyes' mindset in the window in January when we all criticised him for not buying a striker. Because I think he can see a striker in them two players there. What do you think?
Can I say something? Can I say, right? Remember, Mikel Antonio is literally like family to me. You understand? Like, I don't know him like that. But anyway, without Antonio, we cannot play the same way. He's actually paramount to our success because of what Moyes wants from his striker. Do you understand? Because of what he wants, there's no one else in the club that can play that role, right? So, you know, you can use someone like Firmino, who does get more goals, but people acknowledge that he kind of sacrifices his, you know, being in the box and all that for the system. You understand? But yes, he does add more goals than what Antonio does, but he is playing for Liverpool. Do you understand? So he doesn't play as an out-and-out striker. He drops deep, and he's, by doing that, he creates space and opportunities for Mane and Salah. So yeah, Antonio is a striker. If you put him in Liverpool's team, then he wouldn't be their striker because of his lack of quality per se. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So because of the system that they play. So in our system, there's no one, none of you on here could logically pick a better striker. And you know, I can see his faults. And you know, like I said, during the watch along, within 1 second, I can, you know, curse him for falling over the ball and then praise him for his strength and his work rate. So think about this logically. The way we play, who else could step in and play his role? I don't mean score more goals. There might be someone that scores more goals, but who could play his role as a striker in West Ham? And if you go for a squad, no one could do what Antonio does for us. None of them.
I agree with that completely. Even though after what I just said,
I love Titch, but I totally disagree.
I labelled Antonio as a utility forward, whereas what I'm saying about, say, like using Yarmolenko or Vlasic, I would be using them as outright strikers. You know, I would use them as a number 9, stay in the middle and don't go nowhere. Wait for the ball. Do you know what I mean? That's what I think them two guys could offer. Is the difference in a striker, you know. And I think both of them could excel in that position. That's the only point that I'm trying to make, is that if we were in need of an outright striker, that's when you put Yarmolenko there, or you would put Vlasic there, because I believe both of them would fulfill that role.
We have him there because we have nobody else. That's why he's there. He's there.
No, we have him there because he's so good at what he can do.
He is good, but you tell me how many times, and when he's if he ever is inside the box, which is rare, because he's usually to the left or right, that he don't fall over himself. So he gets in position. He likes to back up like this, and then he falls like a domino. So what I'm saying is, I love Antonio, and I'm not trying to be confrontational, but he's not a good true striker. And right now, and like Tim said, is who else would you have? We wouldn't have nobody else because that's all we have in West Ham. That's what we got. So we
I want to ask you. I want to ask you a 2-part question, Lauren.
Please.
Okay. How many times has Mikel Antonio scored for West Ham outside the box?
None. Maybe one if he's lucky.
Who is the top scorer at West Ham at Premiership level?
He is. But the thing is that
that answers your argument that he keeps falling over in the box and all this, that, and the other. He clearly doesn't.
But
you've seen it a few times, and you're kind of being a little overly negative about it.
No, I'm not trying to disrespect him. I'm not trying to disrespect him because he's all we got. No. What I'm saying is, I think our biggest fault right now is we have no guys that score outside the box. When's the last time West Ham had a shot outside? Besides, or Lanzini against the Tottenham to tie it up, right? Right, Luke? When's the last time we had outside the box?
What does it matter if he doesn't score from outside the box?
Exactly. What difference does it make where you score
in
from?
In the world, Aguero scored 99% of his fucking goals inside the box. It doesn't matter.
Chicharito never scored from outside the box, ever, in an 18-year career.
Got to do with anything. I don't understand what that's got to do with it.
No.
What's it got to do with it?
No, what I'm saying is that he's had opportunities inside the box. Let me rephrase this. How many times inside the box that he had opportunities and he didn't capitalize? So let's we can do the stats. Let's see how many times he got there and fell over and didn't do it. And I'm not trying to hate because I'm a West Ham fan, guys. I'm just telling you that he's tripped and fell over and it's not capitalized when he could have. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to hate on the guy, and you guys think I am, but it's truth.
No, but you keep coming back and knocking Antonio. I'm telling you now, without Antonio against the Villa, we don't win the game. Declan Rice came out after the game and said the same thing. Without Antonio today, we don't win that game. He battered their back four. He pulled left, he pulled right, he was in the middle. He turned. Did you forget the fucking assist he got for the header? How well he held the ball, spun left, chipped it to the back post.
And then hung it up in the air for Souček.
Bang, goal. What a goal.
Yeah.
What a goal.
And he left it hanging up in the air for a long time.
Talking about the stuff when he stood on the ball and fell over. Why don't I give him credit for that? What a brilliant assist. The boy was
Well,
brilliant.
what we actually need, lads, is Mike Small on the bench, so that we can all hate Mike Small when he comes on, so that we appreciate Antonio. Look, lads, we have only got one striker. He is Antonio.
He really is.
I would love a 25-year-old, fit, firing, never been injured, Dean Ashton or Andy Carroll up front, but we haven't got that. So we've got nothing else, lads, at the moment. What do you want Moyes to do? He can't pull a rabbit out of the hat. You could say, "Oh, you should have signed this in January," but it's now the end of March. We've got 9 games in the Premier League left, and a few, hopefully more than that in 5 games in the Europa League.
I mean, the thing is, we're also still saying we should have got a striker in the window. But like I said just a little while ago, Yarmolenko has scored 2 in 2 by being in a striker's position.
Yep.
Okay, so did he need to buy a striker in the window when Yarmolenko is quite capable of doing the job? He's on the wages, let him bloody earn them. I mean, we all may have been very critical of him, and I understand that you can't always rely on a player just because of the emotional thing about what's been going on. But I think Luke keeps dropping out. What's happening there, Luke?
Well,
What's keep dropping out?
On that, Budgie, if we had bought a striker in January, then Yarmolenko wouldn't have come on these 2 times, probably, and would have made a little bit of history for himself, would he?
And in the last 2 games, I don't think any one of us will begrudge him the 115k a week he gets.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But for the last 6 months, we've all been saying he's been robbing a living off of us. And a lot of us have been saying that, including me. So, what I'm saying is perhaps David Moyes knew that something was afoot. Yeah, because this thing between Russia and Ukraine hasn't just happened out of nowhere.
Don't we forget how well Yarmolenko started at West Ham, and then he got that.
He was more exciting to me than Arnautovic ever was.
He got that Achilles injury, and if you get an Achilles injury, well, that's your pace gone, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he was always stuck out on the wing, and he wasn't a winger; he's a forward.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. In the last 2 games, he has shown what he can give West Ham United as an out-and-out striker. Look, his first goal against Villa the other day, what a brilliant technique to score. I mean, trap it with your right foot and he hit it immediately with his left. That is some technique. You would know that more than anyone else on this panel, Tix. Is that a decent technique?
No, that was a sublime goal, and
you say that pass it to Tix, but I did have trials for Southampton Football Club. I don't want to boast.
Okay, sorry, Luke. I will come back to you on that in a moment.
Listen, look, Yarmolenko can be dangerous in the 18-yard box, but I don't buy into Moyes had any plan, because like I said just earlier, no one in our team can do what Antonio does. So, and Moyes doesn't seem to have a plan B. So to bring in another striker that's not in the same ilk as Antonio implies that for plan B we bring on this guy, because no one else is going to do what Antonio does. So I just think he got a bit lucky. He only come on against Villa because Antonio got injured, and we made it work. So yeah, I think I think Moyes is desperate to find Antonio Mark II because of how much he knows Antonio brings to the team and the way Moyes wants to play. And I think that's why we ain't just signing someone on 60, 70 grand a week who is an orthodox, if you want to call it that, striker, because Moyes is the manager, so he knows how his system can be implemented with the players. And if it ain't Antonio Mark II, Moyes ain't going to sign him. So for that, you have to respect him because, you know, we signed someone, he don't fit into the system, and now we got to sell him at a loss because he's just going to sit on the bench. So I respect that Moyes is sticking to his gun. So you can call it stubborn, or you can think, listen, you always want a manager with a plan. What's the plan? If he signs somebody just to sign someone, that means Moyes is now doesn't have a plan. So you have to respect it, and then we just have to hope that Antonio stays fit because he is paramount to the game plan.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, the fact that Moyes hasn't really changed the game plan very much at all, slight tweaks here and there, you know, would imply that he hasn't got a plan B. But, you know, he must have somewhere tucked away. You know,
I'll be honest,
I think he must have somewhere.
I think his plan B was Bowen up front. And away with
I agree with that. Geezer, I agree with that. Totally.
Either that or Lingard.
I think Geezer up front.
Bowen was his plan B.
Totti.
I agree with that.
And now he's injured.
Shut up.
But Cieran, the reason why, and I did say this, the reason why I don't think that is a great plan B is because you take Bowen. Bowen is most effective coming off the right. So, and if that was his plan, all right, yeah, he will work hard, he will score goals, but now who goes on the right hand side? You understand? So if that was his thought process, which it probably was, it's not. You lose that.
Titch,
The
problem we've got, Titch.
Exactly.
Titch, how old are you? 57?
No.
No, you're.
Yeah, but I'm sure, even if you're not, I think you're younger than me. But me, Cieran, and Budgie do not understand the concept of football without a big lad up front.
Let me remind you, Luke, my eldest son is almost 26. So, and yeah. So, you know, a big man up front works if in certain systems, because if he's a big man, then you would assume that he's not very mobile. He might not be, you know, the work rate. So it would work if you're a team that gets crosses in constantly. So Andy Carroll in his prime, you know, I think in world football
isn't that our game, sticking in crosses constantly?
Nah. I think if you notice, if you watch the way we play, we get people like Lanzini and Fornals and Benrahma in positions because Antonio's created a space, and then we're looking at that little through ball or open space for us to, so we're not really a crossing and headering team. We're not.
It's only when you got Souček pressing forward that you look at him. That's where it comes into, and
set pieces and stuff like that.
Set pieces, but open play. We're not a get to the wing and cross it in. You think how many times does Bowen cross it in? He doesn't.
No,
he rarely crosses it in.
Normally it's on the floor, isn't it?
No,
Benrahma doesn't beat anybody and cross the ball. Never.
So go on then, lads. I've got a question for you guys.
Normally,
I've got a question for you guys.
They're always to hear this shit.
Which player from West Ham's history could you put in the current squad? You can't have Bobby Moore, you can't have Tony Cottee, and you can't have Carlos Sanchez.
Right, okay, right.
For me,
one player from history.
That's easy for me,
Sorry, for me, I would pick a fit, firing Andy Carroll in this squad every day of the week.
All right, cool. Is that who you'd go with, Cieran?
No.
Who'd you go with?
It'd be Alan Devonshire. That's
good shout.
We've got enough tricky wingers.
What about you, Lawrence? I'm trying to think. Lawrence, who would you put in this team, this current team?
For what? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
From previous squads, you know, like let's say from 5 years ago back. I mean, any on what you know and what you've heard about certain players from West Ham's history, if you could pick one of them to come into the squad that we have now, who would you pick? And you can't have Bobby Moore.
Apart from Bobby Moore, Tony Cottee, and Carlos Sanchez.
No, I would go with Sanchez.
Well, for me, it would be that man up there.
Harewood?
Yes, it would.
What
Marlon
the
Yes,
hell?
it
Harewood.
would. Yeah, it would. No, it wouldn't. I'm joking. I do love Marlon Harewood. I always loved him. I love his character. and
Marlon
everything.
Harewood was as
No,
good
right now,
as Thierry
if I could
Henry
bring
for
any
about
player
20
from,
minutes a season.
if I could bring any player from our history into our squad right now, I'd put a 21-year-old Joe Cole in there.
Yeah.
Do you know who I would pick?
These,
This is a hard one. But in our current predicament, and because I'm on the spot, I'm going to go a prime Jermaine Defoe.
whoa.
Prime Dean Ashton.
Yeah,
No, I'm going Defoe. I'm going Jermaine Defoe.
yeah, Defoe.
Yeah,
I like your style.
That's exactly
I like your
what
style.
we need.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
You went. I went big white lad. You went little black lad.
I love Lukey.
Yes,
yeah, mate.
I'm going Defoe, man, definitely.
No, great.
Yeah,
shout.
good shout. Good shout. Mm. Yes, indeed.
Where's a natural
Not Ravel Morrison, no.
You know, Lawrence would love Defoe. Love him.
Yeah, you would, Lawrence, actually.
Yeah,
Very
great
exciting.
And, you know, he could do it in the box. He can do it outside the box. So he had a repertoire of goals rather than just, you know, either long range or in the box.
Also as well, Tisho.
And good movement. His movement is good.
He left West Ham under a cloud to go to
Yeah, I
Spurs.
know.
But then,
forgot about
but
that.
then at Sunderland, with that little boy,
Yeah.
you got to say, hats off to the lad. No, that broke everything for me. He could do what he wanted.
But in fairness,
he could burn down Upton Park for what he did to that lad. With that lad,
Bradley Lowry.
yeah, that's him. Yeah, I think Jermaine Defoe. I mean, like that, as you said, he had a massive repertoire of goals, and he was good with his head. He was good with both feet. And I've seen him go from box to box and score. With the ball.
Yeah.
So, the guy was a master at what he did. A really
Do you know
good
what
shout,
else I
that
like?
Titch. Really good shout.
do you know
Go
what I liked of that sort of era? For one, we only for a little time. Craig Bellamy, because
Yeah.
he was an absolute wind-up merchant.
Mm. Yeah.
Like him, Luke. Like him.
A little bit
Yeah,
like, so much like the old just past Shane Warne. He had to defend it because he just wound him up for the past half an hour and then stripped it and put it in the back of the net.
I like players with a bit of bastard about them, and he had that, Bellamy.
Yeah, the shithouse. Love a shithouse.
Yeah.
Who was that guy obviously I don't like to mention it, but Chelsea had? Diego Costa.
Oh yeah.
I love that guy. He was such an absolute shithouse of a footballer. I
Yeah.
would have loved him to play for us.
Yeah.
Budgie.
Ibrahimovic is a bit like that as well, isn't he? Though. Yeah, go
he's
on.
quality. You haven't read the comments for a while, you know.
Oh,
Yeah, for
Jesus,
about a
do
year.
you know what? I
ain't
just.
read no comments.
Oh man. Right. Okay. So let's.
I can't see them. But
Okay.
yeah.
I'll come.
Right,
Yeah, you don't
okay.
want to read him. It's probably all. It's
Oh
probably all
right,
my
I've
fans
caught up.
saying
I know where we are now. Has the chat gone? No, sorry, James. The chat hasn't gone.
Oh,
I'm here. Lucky you, Bong. Right. Go on, carry on chatting, lads. Yeah, I agree with that actually, Hammer. He says Antonio's just a bit of a clumsy striker. Not the first time we've had one of those. That's right. Well, Marlon Harewood is another one. So why has everybody gone quiet now?
Because you might have some questions in the chat. I'm sure there'll be. We were talking for ages.
Yeah, we can all see your posts. I just ignored the chat for too long. Sorry, my apologies for that. No one in the world can hold off 3 defenders, but Antonio can. True, he does. That's also very true. It's just
Finally,
chatting at the
comments. What
moment.
the heck?
Yeah. Right.
Frank.
How about
Frank.
quick quiz question. Who is the greatest American soccer player? And how many have played for West Ham?
Who is the greatest what player?
American soccer player.
That's football.
And how many of them have played for West Ham?
The only Americans that I remember that have played for us are
I can think of
Spectre.
two.
Tim Ream.
Yeah.
Ream.
yeah,
Ream,
Jonathan Spector.
Ream. Tim.
How about the
Tim Breaker. Breaker. Was Breaker
Breaker.
American as
No,
well?
Tim Breaker wasn't American.
No,
No, but Tim Ream. Or Bream, whatever his name is.
How about the goalie? The goalie
Played
Tim,
for us, I don't think.
the goalie.
Yeah, who was that
The other
goalie?
one
Kieran.
is
No, he's
Yeah,
Canadian. Craig Forster. Craig Forster's Canadian, wasn't he? I think.
Forrest.
Forrest,
The
sorry.
only one I can
Forster.
think of is a really random player we got on loan, and he was a really good footballer.
yeah, I can't remember who it was.
But the best American footballer I could think of was probably the lad who went to Everton. He was in Germany for a while. What was his name?
Oh, Everton.
Well, no, actually Dempsey, probably.
Clint Dempsey, yeah, from Fulham.
Dempsey.
Or
He was
Brad Friedel.
Friedel was good, yeah. Yeah.
Oh
and
my
there was
God!
who was the other American keeper? There was Brad Friedel, and there was another one.
Casey Keller.
Tim
Keller.
Howard.
Tim Howard.
Tim
yeah.
Howard, yeah. He was the one
That's
that
what
was at Everton,
I was
wasn't
saying
he?
Tim Howard. I was saying Tim Howard.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about. Yeah.
Tim Howard.
The other player that I can remember that was American that played for West Ham, I believe we got him on loan from Sheffield
Frankie.
Wednesday. John Harkes.
Oh yeah, John Harkes. Oh yeah.
Jonathan Hart.
Yeah, Budge, I'm sure you missed lots. Look, I can see. I didn't have them up. Yo, Hammer says yo in the chat. I'm here too. You know.
Yeah,
Word
I got
to
it.
the
I
mother.
got it. I got it. Spanners are given out too freely these days. Yeah, well. Oh look, Affers is in the house. Bit tone deaf in terms of comments on both ethnicity. Luke. Oops.
What have I done
He's
now?
moist. Well, you know, yeah.
I'm not a racist. I hate
I
everyone
can't
equally.
repeat. Kobe Jones.
Kobe Jones was good. He was a
Right. Okay. So I've caught up with all the
Yeah,
comments
Kobe
now.
Jones.
Sebastian
Kobe
Litget. Hello, Apache. Thank you for joining us, mate. Sebastian Litget. Who's he?
I know the
Oh, he was.
I know who I'd take at the moment, an American player would be Pulisic.
Oh, good, yeah. He's probably, you know, got the potential to be the best American player that's actually played in the UK. I would have thought. He's proper quality. I like him. Definitely.
Anyway.
So, all right, okay.
The only American I want playing for West Ham is Larry Watkins. That is the only player I want playing for West Ham United.
That's good. I like that. That's
I
fun.
love you, Luke. I love you, Luke.
Okay, so let's wrap things up in a minute because it's like almost 2 a.m. for us, and I have got work in the morning, unfortunately.
What?
Yeah, I'm working on a Sunday. It's not good, is it?
Russia, is that the old Russian fleet in, are they, mate?
The what?
The Russian fleet in, are they down the docks?
No, I've got to finish off some flooring I've been doing. Woman's screaming at me to get it finished, so better get it done. All right, so well, thank you, gentlemen, for joining me. Jonathan Spector. Does anybody remember the nationality of Jonathan Pansil? Because I'm
Ghanaian.
pretty sure he was Ghanaian, wasn't he? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, somebody told me he was Nigerian. And I said,
No, Ghanaian.
no, I wasn't sure, but yeah, I was just wondering if the founder member of the Moyes Out Brigade think what. Yeah, oh well, you know. I
Yeah.
wouldn't know who that was, James. I wouldn't even know who that was because I've never subscribed to it. Right, okay, so gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me in the room tonight.
Thanks for inviting me,
Thank
Budgie.
you, everybody. Oh, quality. Thanks for everybody in the chat. Thank you all for joining us. No doubt we'll do another little impromptu live one at some point soon. But for tonight, I'm just going to say thank you all. I'm going to play out with a little video. If you're still with me in the green room after, I'll chat with you.
Cheers, lads.
Which one?
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. Let me find one. Play out. One that ain't going to get me in trouble. Here we go.
You're awesome.
What we're going to do on the old Guinness thing today, then? Ooh. West Ham are massive, everywhere we go, everywhere we go.